Hi and welcome to Beginner GUI Python tutorial. Okay, let me show you guys how it works. Clear. Enter whatever value in there and you can just click on total and that's it, and we can exit. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Python 3.7 and we'll put one of these together. Let's do that now, guys. Welcome to Beginner Python tutorial. I'm going to start by importing the following from Enter, import all. There. And I'm going to import another object. So let's say import Enter dot message box. And there. Okay, those are all the libraries that I'm going to need for this beginner GUI tutorial. So the next thing I'd like to do now is let me declare my class. Let's say class GUI, and maybe we should just call that beginner. So I'm going to enter underscore beginners. There we go. Let's enter a column here. There. Okay, now let's create a function. So I'm going to say div declare the following, initialize as follows, and that is going to be self underscore root column. There. And let's say root self.root equals root. So this tutorial is going to be all about just calculation for a new beginner. So I'm going to say self.root.title, and I'll just call that addition. There we go. Right, and let's define geometry for it. I'm going to call say geometry root.geometry. I'm going to make that let's say the geometry is going to be 1200 by, we make that 600 by 0 by 0 and close that. That's my geometry defined. The next thing I would like to do is to create frame 1. Let's say frame 1 equals frame widget, and frame widget is right inside root. Okay, that is that sorted. Let's say frame 1 dot grid and get it packed, and inside frame 1 dot grid I'm going to now enter another frame. I will call that frame 2. So copy that and just paste that here, frame number 2. So inside frame number 2 let's create, okay, let's add a row in there. Yeah, and this is going to be frame number 2 itself. That's number 2, and number 2 is inside frame 1. Okay, so get rid of this and just put frame 1 there. Alright, so now the next thing is, we'll say the row is going to be, let's say that's going to be row 1. Row equals 0. Okay, and the column itself, column is going to be 0 as well, equals 0. So now I want another frame here, frame 3. Okay, as for frame 3 it's going to be on row 1 and there. So I have all my frames defined. Okay, now the next thing I like to do is to create a widget. the first widget is going to be a label. So let's say self.lbl. I will call that first number. Okay, equals label. First number is going to be inside frame. Let's go for frame 1. Yeah, frame 1. And on that very first number, let's say the text on it is going to be equals, enter first number, close that. Right, so close that. Now let's say first self.first lbl first number dot grade equals, let's copy all of this, paste that in there, paste. So that's the first number. Now what about text? Let's create an entry widget, it's called. So lbl, let me call it txt first number, and we change this to entry. So the entry is like a text box, but in the case of the entry there will be nothing there. So I'm going to change this to a variable, and that variable, although it's not declared yet, but I'll just call it first num. Copy this and paste it right there. So it's going to be called first number. I can always declare the variable right underneath here, first num. So I'm going to call first num equals, let's go for string. Variable, there is nothing there, and I might as well copy it and just create another one for second num. Okay, so we have two variables there. So I'll copy all of these widgets here, paste it right in there, and change the whole lot to second number itself. Okay, second and second. That is it, all done. And this is going to be inside rule 1, column is correct, and this one is going to be the same thing, rule 1, column 1, and this is rule 1 here, this will be column 1, so that is correct. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just to round it up, then try it out before we start up with the calculation. But first thing first, let's change this. Let's change this to second num here. Right. So right underneath here, I'm going to come down here, say if underscore name underscore equals, and there equals main, and say underscore that, and we need an underscore here as well. And the name of my project is called Beginner here, GUI Beginner. So right here we can say root equals tk, and the name of the application equals. Okay, just enter root there, and right below we enter root dot main loop there. So the next thing I will do now is just to save this file first, and I'm going to save it as GUI Beginner. Alright, just click on save. There, the file is saved now, and that's the name there. So the next thing I'm going to do now is just to run it, then you guys see what I'm talking about before we add buttons onto it. There we go. Now that's my label and those are my text box. We just need to change this to second, so let's go in there, and right there we change that one to enter second number. There. Alright, the next thing I would like to do now is let me create 3 buttons. So I'm going to call it self dot, let's just call it add, or total, that's fine, total is fine. Okay, might as well call it btn add equals button, and inside this very button is going to be, yeah, let's add that inside frame number 3 here, right, and I will leave it like that, but let's add a text as well. So the text is going to be known as, let's just call that very text total, there, and a comma here. So this shows that this button is inside frame number 3 here, okay, and there's nothing else done to this button. I'm going to still enhance the look of the interface though, but for now paste that and just say that will be grilled, let's say dot grilled, or I can just, let's take that off, we can even say dot grilled equals, that will be row equals 0, and comma column equals 0. That's for the first button. Now let's copy that very first button, and I'm going to add 2 more buttons. One is going to be exit, that will be exit, and this will be reset. There, and let's change the names around. This is btn reset and btn exit, and this will be in row 0 as well, column 1, and the next one is column 2. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is just to tidy up 1 or 2 things before I run this program. In the first place, this was supposed to be to 1200. I might even reduce it. Maybe let's leave it like that for now. We can always reduce later on. And here there's an error here. This was supposed to be the main frame, and this should have been 2. And this one will be 2, frame number 2, yeah. Okay, so let's save and run and see how it looks like. Then I will then start with the modification. There we go, that is how it looks like now. So what I'm going to do now is to enhance it and make it look much better than the way it looks. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is I'm going to need something for the output, so I'm going to copy this. That will be for the result. Paste that in there, and this is now going to be the same frame is right, and the layer here will be 2, and this one will be 2. And let's change the name of this to result. Just copy that result across and change all of these to result. as well. That's good. Okay, I'm going to enter result here. That would be my variable, and I've already entered result here. Okay, so one other thing that I'm going to do now is I might as well just enhance. Let's enhance the appearance of the font and so on. Let's say font, comma, equals, I'm going to go for area. Area, and we'll say comma 14, comma, let's make that bold as well. Right, that is the font there. Okay, all right, so let's copy that, close that. I'm going to copy it, but before that, say bg equals 12, and just copy and paste it for the rest of the component. I'm going to paste it for text box as well, here and here, there. Okay, as for the buttons, let's add one or two things for the buttons. Maybe one, we can change that around as well. And for the buttons, I have, let's say padding for the y-axis to give it some space. I'm going to make that about maybe 20. That might be too much, but let's see how it's going to look like. We can always change that around. Okay, so let's go to run. Save first. Before running it, I was meant to enter equals here, so let's just say equals, and let's try that one more time. Okay, we also need to enhance. I'm going to enhance this as well, so copy this and paste it in there, and let's say we get it padded, the x-axis, let's make that 12, and for the y-axis, the x, that's for the y-axis, let's get it padded x-axis as well. I'm going to make that 12 as well, move it in a little bit. Okay, alright, that's fine. Let's just copy all of this from here up to here and paste that in here, and one more here. Okay, so I'm just going to save and run. That is how it looks right now, but I may have to increase the width. So let's come in here, just going to say comma button width. Let's say that is going to be maybe 7, and here let's just enter that. Repeat the same thing here, comma width. Repeat the same thing so that you guys can see what I'm up to there. So let's see how 7 is going to look like. Okay, that's it with 7. So maybe just add one more and we'll take it from there. Okay, with 8, this is it. So now let's do one thing. that is done. I may have to settle for that. I like it the way it looks. Let's leave that there and just make this padding, make this about 14. But one thing first, let's come down here and I'm gonna call that add. Okay, that is for my calculation of everything. So right in here, let's say f equals this variable here, dot get. Oops, that's an error. Dot get. I will repeat exactly the same thing for the second one. The second one is going to be s equals that, and change this to second number. This very one here, we have second number. And finally we want r for result equals f plus s, and the result in this case we want it in here, so result is going to be result dot set. Whoa, what's going on? Move it back in. Dot set equals r, and there, that is it. So if I run it now, oh, just before I run it, I need to be able to call this. Let's come right down here where we have total. Let's say comma command equals add. So let's try that again. Enter whatever value in there. There we go. Okay, but it has only concatenated it, so let's do something. Let's try to change it around. I'm going to enter float in there. Float. Concatenation means it just brought it all together, and let's enter another float here. Okay, try it one more time. Enter whatever. There we go. That is much better. So that is how you create your own addition using GUI in Python. But before I call it the end of this program, I'm going to make the interface look a bit much better than the way it looks. If you notice, all of these frames, so I'm going to reduce this to about, let's make it 800, and maybe this make it about 400. Right, so the width 8 and the height is 400. Then the geometry, the coordinates start from 0 by 0, and here I'm going to increase that. Let's come in here, let's change the size, the width. Okay, let's make the width, start with this very one here, comma, width equals 800. There. And let's say height, this one, let's say equals 200. Now let's get it padded. Pad, make that 220, and we want it raised. Okay, you can raise it as well. Let's say equals rigid. There. So all I'll just do now is copy all of this, copy that, paste that right in here. There. And let's save and run one more time. There we go, guys. Right now, one thing, I'm going to add a border. That's a BG equals 10. Okay, let's do that here as well. bg equals 10. Run. There we go. So to finalize the whole thing, just move these and let's see. Let's come back in here. The bg is 10, and let's make this better bg, maybe about 14 here, and reduce this to about 6, and this one will be 6 as well. 6. Run it one more time. Okay, I might as well just make these. Let's go for about 36, and this one 16 and 16 here. Let's copy these. I'm going to paste this in here. And what is, let's see, this is 400. Let's reduce this to about 3. Oh, let's see 200. What will happen with 200? And this will become 1 then. Okay, so I'm going to run it one more time. And let's see. Okay, that looks a bit much better, but 100 is too small. Let's make it, let's come in here. Let's see, this will be 300, 150, 150, and let's run it. Maybe this is 100 and this is 200. Now run it and let's see how it's gonna look like. There we go. So maybe a little bit of space in here. Yeah, a little bit more will be fine. And then, but we also need to change this. Let's make it 50 here and 50 here. So that's alright, but this is supposed to be results. Show results. Okay, I'm just gonna enter show results. There. All we're just doing now is tidying up. And right here, let's go for something like, we just call that strictly west, comma. That means we want it to be strictly west. Yeah. And repeat the same thing for all of the labels. This other one. There. I'm now going to run it. Then and we just take it from there. That is not too bad. So enter a value in there and whatever here. Click on total. There we go, guys. So all that is left for us now is just to take care of these two, and we can call it the end of this program. Okay, have a good look at those lines of codes. Bring it down and down again. So right here, so reset. Reset is just going to be, let's call the names of all of these components and get rid of whatever content we have in there. Come down here, and this is going to be clear. Set this to yes, and the same thing, this one, copy that, paste, clear, and this as well, paste. We need to clear that. Clear this as well. There. So let's try out. Oh, before we try out the reset, we need to call command reset, and that will be right here. Command. See, did I copy that? Copy, paste. That will be reset. And exit as well. Let's do one for exit before checking it all out. I'm going to call that exit. Now let's write one for exit. Create just one. Come right down here. Equals exit. There. Okay, as for the exit, we just enter in here root dot destroy and enter parentheses. That's all I'm going to write for exit. So have a good look at the lines of code before we call it the end of this program and bring it down right down there. So I'm going to run it now. Let's take it from there. Enter whatever value in here, results, clear, enter more values, run, clear, and exit. There. And that is how you create your own GUI tutorial in Python using Python 3.7. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. Bye for now.